Let's keep it raw. The fakest people wear the most crystals. They talk peace but live in secret jealousy. They speak about alignment but get shaken by your truth. You want to know who your enemies are? Watch who goes silent when you grow. Watch who smiles when you fall, but preaches love online. They don't hate you for your mistakes. They hate you because you reflect everything they wish they truly were. And that's why fake spiritual people can't stand the real chosen ones. You thought enemies would look like devils, but they come disguised as angels. They speak your language, use your words, but their hearts? Cold as ice. Fake spiritual people don't wear horns. They wear beads. They talk about healing, but never healed. They post quotes, but never live them. They know all the buzzwords, manifestation, alignment, higher self, but their actions tell a different story. And when a real chosen one shows up, someone who's been through the pain, the dark nights, the spiritual fire, it triggers something deep in them. They don't see you. They see everything they're pretending to be. That's why they avoid you. That's why they throw shade through silence. That's why they smile in public, but curse your name in private, because you remind them of their lie. You've walked through hell and came back glowing. They painted their face with fake gold and called it transformation. You carry scars that became stars. They carry makeup that washes off at midnight. The difference? You earned your peace. They borrowed theirs from Instagram captions. Painful reality. What most don't see. Real chosen ones aren't perfect. You're not trying to look holy. You're trying to stay sane. You didn't choose the path, it chose you. You've battled demons in silence. You've been misunderstood since day one. And every time you start to rise, here comes the silent hate, the fake support, the subtle mockery. You feel it, don't you? The eyes that don't clap when you grow. The energy shift when you speak your truth. The sudden change in tone after you share a vision. It's not in your head. They hate you because you're everything they pretend to be. You know what hurts the most? When they act like they're happy for you. That fake smile, that forced congratulations, that hollow "I'm so proud of you." But you can feel it. The jealousy, the resentment, the way they wish your light would dim just a little bit so they could feel better about their own shadows. They want you to succeed, but not too much. They want you to heal, but not completely. They want you to shine, but not brighter than them. And when you do, when you break through their limits, that's when the real hate starts. Reasons why they hate chosen ones. Let's break this down. Here's why fake spiritual people hate real chosen ones. Your light exposes their shadows. You don't even have to try. Just your presence, raw, honest, healing, makes their ego feel unsafe. You shine without forcing it. They fake it and still feel empty. And deep down, they know. They know you've earned your wisdom. You didn't get it from TikTok quotes. You got it from surviving what should have killed you. They can recite every spiritual law, but you've lived them. They can talk about dark nights of the soul, but you've been there. Alone, broken, fighting for your sanity. You don't need to announce your spiritual gifts. People feel them. You don't need to post about your growth. It shows in how you move through the world. Meanwhile, they're out here trying to convince everyone that they're enlightened. But enlightenment isn't a costume you wear. It's a frequency you become. You carry a frequency they can't fake. Chosen ones move different. You walk with divine timing. You speak with quiet strength. You sense things before they happen. That kind of energy can't be copied. And it eats them up inside, because no matter how much they study, sage, or align, they still feel fake next to you. You don't need to announce when you're having a spiritual moment. You don't need to document every meditation. You don't need to prove your connection to the divine. You just ... are. And that authenticity? It's like kryptonite to fake spiritual people. Because they've been performing for so long, they forgot what real feels like. They see you operating from a place of genuine inner knowing, and it reminds them of everything they've lost trying to look spiritual instead of being spiritual. Your growth destroys their illusion. Fake ones thrive when they re the smartest or deepest in the room. But when a real one shows up, the room shifts. People start to notice. Your peace is earned. Your wisdom has weight. And suddenly, their fake deep talk ain't hitting like it used to. That kills them. Because they've built a following on image. But you built your spirit through fire. They've been the go-to person for spiritual advice. The one everyone looks up to, the guru in their little circle. Then you walk in, and without saying a word, people can feel the difference. Your presence carries authority. Not the kind you demand, but the kind you've earned through real transformation. They talk about surrender, you've actually let go. They talk about faith, you've actually trusted the process. They talk about love, you've actually forgiven the unforgivable, and people can feel it. That's what terrifies them. You can't be controlled, and nothing pisses a fake spiritual person off more than someone who sees through them and doesn't need them. You don't beg for validation. You don't need their approval. You move when God says move, and that terrifies their ego. They hate that you're free because they're still trapped in a character. Fake spiritual people are control freaks in healing clothes. They want to be your teacher, your guide, your source of wisdom. They need you to need them. But you get your downloads directly from source. You don't need their interpretation of what God is saying to you. That independence, that direct connection, it threatens their whole identity. They want disciples, not equals. They want followers, not friends. They want people who depend on them for spiritual guidance, but you don't play that game. You honor their journey, but you walk your own path. And that makes them crazy. Your authentic struggle shames their fake performance. Here's what really gets them. You're not afraid to be human. You don't pretend to have it all figured out. You don't act like you're above pain, above struggle, above the messiness of being human. You're real about your bad days. You're honest about your fears. You're open about your healing process. And that authenticity, it makes their perfect spiritual persona look ridiculous. They've been pretending to be above it all. Above anger, above sadness, above confusion. Always high vibe, always aligned, always blessed. But you show up as a whole human being. Light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, wisdom and wonder. And people are drawn to that realness because it gives them permission to be human too. That's what fake spiritual people hate most. When you make their performance look like what it is, a performance. Here's the real truth. This isn't personal. It's spiritual. When a soul is out of alignment, it reacts to truth like a wound reacts to salt. Chosen ones carry a mirror. And when you walk into a room, people either see their higher self or their hidden shame. Fake spiritual people never wanted healing, they wanted status. They use spirituality to feel better than others, to hide their insecurity behind words like vibes, energy, or frequency. But it's just fear in a fancier outfit. And when your light walks in, not polished, not loud, just real, it undoes their entire act. It's not that you're trying to outshine them. You're just not dimming your light anymore. And that alone is enough to make the insecure hate you. In silence, in smiles, in fake support. See, the spiritual path was never meant to be a competition. It was meant to be a homecoming, a return to who you really are. But they turned it into a game. Who can sound the most enlightened? Who can post the most inspiring quotes? Who can gather the most followers? They missed the whole point. Spirituality isn't about looking good, it's about being real. It's not about being perfect, it's about being whole. And when you show up as whole, messy, imperfect, but genuine, it exposes their brokenness. The brokenness they've been trying to hide behind spiritual concepts and sacred words. Let's bring it home now. If you've been dealing with silent attacks, side eyes, fake support, this is why. It was never your fault. Your only crime was showing up authentic in a world full of masks. They don't know what to do with someone who doesn't want to compete, someone who doesn't need the spotlight, someone who just wants peace but carries power. Your energy speaks before you do. That's why they gossip when you're not around. That's why they keep trying to one-up your truth. But here's what you must remember. They hated your light, but you kept shining. That right there, that's your power. You've been questioning yourself, haven't you? Wondering if maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're too intense. Maybe you're too much. Stop. You're not too much. You're exactly what this world needs. Your intensity, that's passion. Your depth, that's wisdom. Your authenticity, that's courage. The right people will celebrate all of you. The wrong people will try to dim you down to their level. Don't you dare dim your light for anyone. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You're not meant to fit into broken circles. You're not supposed to be liked by the ones who fear growth. And that silence you keep hearing from them, that's the sound of them realizing they can't fake what you carry. They watched your pain. They watched you break. But now that you're glowing again, they pretend they don't see it. Let them. Let them keep pretending. Let them post their quotes and light their sage. You keep healing. Keep rising. Keep walking with truth. Here's what I need you to understand. Their opinion of you is not your reality. Their rejection of you is not your worth. Their inability to see your light is not your darkness. You are not responsible for their healing. You are not responsible for their growth. You are not responsible for making them comfortable with your truth. Your only job is to stay true to who you are, to keep walking your path, to keep shining your light, even when they hate it, especially when they hate it. You are not alone. Every chosen one goes through this, the isolation, the betrayal, the fake smiles. But you were built for this. And every ounce of hate thrown at you has only made your spirit stronger. So to the fake spiritual folks, thank them. They showed you exactly what you never want to become. And to the real ones, the ones who kept their soul clean when no one was watching, keep going. The world may not reward you loud, but heaven notices. You've been through the fire, and you came out gold. You've been through the storm, and you learned to dance in the rain. You've been through the darkness, and you became your own light. That's not something they can take from you. That's not something they can copy. That's not something they can fake. That's yours. Earned through pain, sealed with tears, blessed by the Most High. And no amount of hate can take that away from you. If you've ever felt this, if you've ever had your light attacked by those who pretend to be spiritual, drop this in the comments. They hated my light, but I kept shining. And send this video to someone who needs this truth. Someone who needs to hear they're not crazy. They're just chosen. Because somewhere out there, another chosen one is questioning themselves. Wondering if they're the problem. Wondering if they should dim their light. And you could be the voice that reminds them. Keep shining. The fakest people always scream the loudest. The real ones, they move in silence. But their energy speaks volumes. Keep shining.